Hi everyone, welcome to Scraps and Sketch Saturday. Today I wanted to show you some cards that I made using Mojo Monday sketches and these two paper pads. This top one here is from Stampin' Up! And it's an old prints pack. It has some pastel colors in there and I have no scraps, at least from this pad, left. So I used that, and then I used this paper pad from My Mind's Eye, and it's the Moments. And this one I'm sure you've all seen, just really pretty prints, and I just used my scraps, which I happen to store back here. So I used those two paper pads. My first sketch is sketch 271, and that's that one here. And I used a A2 size white cardstock base from Recollections, and I used instead of the instead of the bow across the top there, I didn't use anything other than the pattern paper that I put up on dimensionals adhesive, and then added these two brads that have a Phillips screw top on them. And typically that's what I like to do when I'm trying to make masculine cards, is just use metal embellishments that, you know, kind of stand for masculinity, and in this case for Dad. So I used some stickers from an Echo Park 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I don't remember the exact collection, but I love the font on it. And then this heart is just a punch that heart punch that I used on some red cardstock for my scrap stash. And I left the inside blank. Okay. Sketch 272 is this one. And I really loved this sketch because I started envisioning using different shapes. In this case, I used a butterfly instead of hearts. And so I just thought you could totally use whatever, birds or owls or whatever. So I happen to have these in my stash, and I just used the same paper pad, the My Mind's Eye, and I have this ribbon that was in my scrap ribbon stash. And then this this card base is from a grab bag that I got at a yard sale couple summers ago, I think. And so I cut it down about 1/4 inch on this side, and this is that 1/4 inch strip that I used to run along the bottom there. So, so that it would be an A2 size. And then this white cardstock base I did put up on dimensional adhesive. And then, like I said, these were for my die cut scraps. And yeah, and then I just centered those there. And then the inside I did finish the card and added that other 1/4 inch strip as well, and then another butterfly, and left the white cardstock for writing my sentiment or my message. And speaking of sentiment, on this card I got so carried away with how cute it was and how many options I could, you know, mass produce this card, and I forgot to put a sentiment and to leave room for it, and I really didn't want to put it anywhere actually. So this is just one of those blank cards that you can do whatever with. But I really liked the colors on that one. Okay, sketch 273, it's this one here. And for this one I decided to make a 5 1/4 squared card using some craft cardstock from my stash and the paper from that My Mind's Eye paper pad. And I just loved how it was just soft. It's almost like a mustard yellow. It's not quite a bright yellow. I like that. And how this kind of a, I don't know what you would call this. The color that comes to mind is like a twilight blue would go. That color, that paper pad has a lot of this color in it. And I just love how it's just the pop of color, even though it's still subtle. Have some pearls on both sides. I used my large Recollections 3 1/2 inch circle scallop circle punch, and then some more. This is gray. Maybe on camera I think it looks white, but it is gray. And this Happy Mother's Day is actually a wooden stamp. Let me see if I can show that to you. It's this one here, and it's an Impression Obsession stamp. So I used that, and I stamped that in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then this is a paper balloon from Kaiser Craft. And yeah, so pretty simple. It's not a really layered card per se. And then I just added some of the pattern paper on the inside and left room to write the message on the other side. Okay. Then my last one is somewhat of a first for me. This is sketch 274. And for this one, I used a white cardstock base from Recollections as well, and this is a larger size. And this is the front. The first for me is the colored image. This was my first colored image. Scrap Chickie gave me, months ago, she gave me, just stamped a bunch of the image stamps that she had. She stamped them for me on some watercolor paper and just said, here, let's just practice and coloring, and I thought you might want to do that. So I did, and this was my first image that I colored. And so I didn't do any shading on her hair, any highlighting on her hair, or any of the image for that matter. But I just wanted to color it, and my inspiration for this was my daughter. This is how I envisioned her on her birthday, I guess, her quinceañera. So I did that. I colored her dress that way, and did add some stickles to her cupcake, both the top and the second layer there of her cupcake, and had fun with my mineral spirits and my colored pencils. So like I said, this is the first. This card I made using that Stampin' Up! Paper pad. And let's see, this turquoise is just from my stash. The ribbon is also from just a scrap piece that I had, and it was just perfect for tying the bow. I didn't have to cut it or anything like that. And then I did emboss in white the Happy Birthday, which comes from a Close to My Heart stamp. I think it's just called Happy Birthday. Oh, it's actually called Joyful Birthday. This one here. And this is I think it was this one that I used. And then I just had some coordinating rhinestones that I added on there. And then again, that same scallop circle punch. And then here I used a Recollections border punch. On the inside, I just added some more of the paper and a turquoise strip down here. And just this is light enough where I could still write a message on the inside. So these are my cards for this time around. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.